Moon in Libra 25 September 2022. New ways of relating. On September 25, 5:54 p.m, we experience a new moon at 2:48 of Libra that invites us to discover new ways of relating with both others and ourselves. New moons are all about beginnings and they inaugurate the start of a new cycle of growth. The moon is still invisible from our perspective, emphasizing the importance of turning inward to be able to set intentions and plant seeds from an aligned and conscious place. This month the moon meets the sun in the sign of the scale, beginning a cycle centered around mastery of the realm of relationships. New moon in Libra, karmic encounters synchronicities. Libra is the seventh zodiac sign and the first one through which we enter the social sphere as equals, beginning the process of integration into the collective that unfolds as we progress through the second half of the zodiac. At the Libra stage of our evolutionary journey, we learn that relationships are an essential part of life. We gain awareness of the way we participate in connections, and by exploring that, we learn more about ourselves through a process of comparison. We objectively recognize what is fair and we establish adjustments that increase harmony, equality, and balance. The Libra new moon could be a time of karmic encounters and fated meetings. Connections that begin now may come with a feeling of destiny and synchronicity. This cosmic event is likely to correspond to the start of new relationships, collaborations, and partnerships that have the potential to be different from what we experienced before. If we navigate them consciously, around this time, existing relationships could change their form, and our social circles may expand or shift. We may realize that our current boundaries are no longer serving us or the health of our connections and decide to New moon conjunct Venus, Mercury, need for harmony, safe relationships. Venus and retrograde Mercury are in the last degrees of Virgo, and they are conjunct the Sun and the Moon in the early degrees of Libra. Venus is also the planetary ruler of Libra and rules the new moon. Her condition gives us more information about the quality of this lunation, hence it is particularly important to consider. The conjunction of Venus and the moon emphasizes our need to generate a sense of security, safety, comfort, and nurturance through relationships, which is already strong when the moon is in Libra, or desires for intimacy, belonging, sharing, and open-hearted connections are maximized with this configuration, and so is our need to be surrounded by harmony, keep the peace, and prevent conflict. We are likely to feel a desire to slow down, indulge in pleasurable pursuits, and connect with our bodies, our senses, nature, and the beauty all around us. The activation of retrograde Mercury and its conjunction with Venus may indicate a desire to reach out to people from our past and increase the potential of receiving messages from them. We may notice an urge to find clarity and closure in old relationships and say unspoken words so that we are able to fully release the past and move forward. The retrograde Mercury-Venus new moon conjunction underlines the importance of gaining awareness of our communication patterns in relationships and invites us to resist, redefine, and rewire them. As Mercury and Venus are in the sign of Virgo, it points to the necessity of being appropriately discerning to introduce adjustments and refine existing communication habits in order to promote healthy and authentic harmony in our relationships. Full moon, Venus, Mercury opposite Neptune and trine Pluto. The Sun, the Moon, Venus, and Mercury are all opposite Neptune in Pisces, no retrograde. These alignments indicate that our perceptions may be clouded by fantasy, and it may be hard to see situations and people clearly right now, as we are particularly sensitive to the emotions and feelings of others and our idealism is increased. Should find it more challenging than usual to distinguish between wishful thinking or projection and reality, and have hard times relating to people according to where they are at, rather than according to their potential. As Mercury is currently in retrograde motion, it points to a need to redefine our values, our ideals, or our spiritual philosophy, and this could be particularly the case if we often end up feeling deceived or disillusioned by others. These aspects indicate great compassion and empathy, the potential for heart-opening experiences, and the maximization of our creative and artistic abilities, as it will be easier to tap into the collective unconscious and convey collective experiences and emotions through our creative expression. Sun, Moon, Mercury, and Venus are also trine retrograde Pluto in Capricorn. This configuration suggests a need to deepen our connections, our conversations, and our awareness of the emotional and psychological patterns playing out at a subconscious level to relate with both ourselves and others in a more profound way. Pluto's need for radical honesty may clash with the ideas and the need for idyllic perfection sought by Neptune. Finding a way to balance the two without getting to the extremes of total cynicism or total self-delusion could be a challenge that arises. New moon opposite Jupiter harmonizing imbalances. The Sun, the Moon, Venus, and Mercury are opposing retrograde Jupiter in Aries, another very active planet at the time of this lunation. The Sun opposite Jupiter can reflect a tendency to overestimate our energetic capacities and gravitate towards overdoing and overextension. This alignment is energizing and motivating. It is supporting our self-confidence, or enthusiasm, or generosity, our willingness to take risks, and our capacity to see the bright side of life. These days, however, we may find it challenging to harmonize our emotional needs and our desire to expand and make new experiences. The Moon-Jupiter opposition on the Aries Libra axis, together with the involvement of Venus, can indicate feeling conflicted relative to our need to cultivate our relationships with others and our desire to explore life independently on our own terms. This is likely to be a theme of the upcoming lunar cycle, and will emerge very clearly around the time of the intense Aries full moon conjunction coming up on October 9. The opposition between the new moon, Venus, Mercury, and Jupiter invites us to harmonize imbalances and gain awareness of any tendency to gravitate towards extremes, in particular regarding our energetic investments in ourselves and in others. This lunation invites us to discover how we can restore a sense of harmony and balance in our lives, to set appropriate boundaries, to avoid participating in relationship dynamics that feel one-sided, and ask ourselves why we tend to create specific relational experiences and what is our role in them.